Hello, everybody. Steve here with another video. It's been a while, but I'm here. I'm back, and just have a few things to say about some of the stuff that's been happening recently. Um, those of you who have been paying attention to the news for the last months or so know that racism has pushed itself back into all of our minds and all of our everyday actions, which is really just how they wanted it. These narcissistic leaders, politicians, business folks, whatever you want to call them, are using racism, I think, to divide us. Now, there was a time in a not too distant past that, yes, there's always been small pockets of racism, but for the most part, we weren't talking about it in our everyday lives. We weren't focusing on it. We weren't giving it a big portion of our mental capacity dealing with racism. But because it is a tool to control people, to mold people's thoughts, it's an emotional thing where people can grasp. It is being used in that way to make us emotionally and psychologically connected to racism and to make many people victims. I mean, there are other things that they use, but racism is one of the biggest ones because we see it in just about everything. We see it in the dispute with all of these police departments claiming that the police are racist and they're only trying to kill black people. We see it like last night. President Biden gave his speech before joint session of Congress, and after his speech, Senator Tim Scott made the rebuttal, made the statements. As always happens after a head of state makes a speech, there's always some words from the opposition. And I was looking at the social media accounts, and they were calling him all kinds of names: a sellout, Uncle Tom, Uncle Tim. And those are just some of the nicer things they were saying. I'm not going to repeat some of the vulgar things. And these comments were from white people, also from black people, surprisingly. Actually, not so surprisingly, because a lot of black folks have fallen into this line that America is a racist nation and they were trying to kill black people and keep black people down. When the main thing I think that is keeping us down is, number one, we have forgotten God. Black people no longer go to church or see the church as a viable means of spiritual growth and reconciliation. We no longer go. And then we no longer kind of police our own. Black on black crime, we don't really, as a community, do too much about that. Black Lives Matter certainly is not doing a lot about that. But like I said, the main thing is that we've left God, so we have no foundation. So since that foundation is gone, other things are able to come in and seep in. And it's not just for black people. I'm talking about all of us in this country. We've allowed other things to seep in, things that, we worship or that we, devote all of our time to, whether it's, climate change or whether it's this war on police or BLM or any of these other movements that have grown and taken place. And that's for both sides. We've replaced God in our lives with these movements. And these movements have become what we live for and what we give our lives to, instead of giving our lives to God and repenting and understanding what grace means and understanding what forgiveness means and understanding what true reconciliation means. We've given all of that up, my friends, for these movements, which in the long run will only destroy us. They will tear us apart. We will be a worse people for it. will be forever at each other's throats. And whatever remains of the good country that many of us were brought up in, not perfect, but good, will no longer be here. And we'll have these cults and movements to blame when we're all truly and fully divided. But I'm hoping if you're listening to this, you can recognize that God is still there. He's not going to force himself upon you. He's not going to make you do anything. But if you have a willing heart to accept him and let him do the work of reconciling and the work of extending grace to you, then you'll be able to extend grace to others. And then you'll be able to reconcile with others. So that is my hope. God bless you. See you next time. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you listening to our show. If you would take the time now to please subscribe to our show, we would definitely appreciate that. And also feel free to leave a comment in the comments box. We definitely like hearing from you. And we love the feedback and the exchanges that we get as we try to grow this channel and as we try to spread the word that common sense is reality. And common sense, we only can get common sense through our understanding of God's word. And that's really my focus with this page, is to look at all the different issues and look at them from a Christian worldview and try to get us back to our foundation. For if we don't have that foundation, we will fall for anything. So thank you again. God bless you.